Good morning, this is Ashley. This is my 14th YouTube video. Let me get my coffee. Isaiah 57:15 talks about how God lives in two places. He lives in a high and holy place, and then he lives with people whose hearts are contrite and repentant and lowly. And I like to think about that. Nowhere else really does that happen. I mean, I know a lot of rich people that have multiple homes, but the multiple homes are always multiple really nice homes. But we hear in that verse how God dwells in just this high and lofty place that no human can even conceive. Even this morning I was reading about him in Psalm 89, that all heaven will praise your great wonders, Lord. Myriads of angels praise you for your faithfulness. For who in all of heaven can compare with the Lord? What mightiest angel is anything like the Lord? The highest angelic powers stand in awe of God. He's far more awesome than all who surround his throne. You know, in the Bible we get glimpses of what that heavenly throne room looks like. In Isaiah 6, Isaiah came undone when he saw the Lord seated on his throne, high and exalted, the train of his robe filling the temple, and the angels all crying out, holy, holy, holy. We read about in Revelation, just night and day. It's just amazing to me to read about just those awesome scenes that humans can't even bear to see, and that's this high and holy place. But then he also lives with those whose hearts are contrite and lowly. And he's described as one who didn't raise his voice in the streets, didn't cry out, won't break a bruised reed, won't quench a smoldering wick. And even just to go through the Bible and look at how he received the tears of a woman, or how he viewed the tears of a woman. And women weren't treated very well during that time. They weren't viewed very highly during the biblical times, but they were by Jesus. In fact, one of the most precious things that he showed me one time, because I've always been self-conscious about how much I cry. I'm an easy crier, an empath. Even a couple days ago, I went to get my hair done, and it was a new stylist, and just very quickly we were crying together. And if there's any employees that come and look at this channel who I visit, you've seen me cry. But my whole life I had been, self-conscious about how easily I cry and how much I cry, until the Lord showed me something really precious, and that is in John 21. I want to read it. John 20. This is after Jesus had been crucified, and after he had been buried and put in the tomb, and it's right after he's been raised from the dead. Mary Magdalene has gone to the tomb. Mary was standing outside the tomb crying, and as she wept, she stooped and looked in. She saw two white-robed angels, one sitting at the head and the other at the foot of the place where the body of Jesus had been lying. "Dear woman, why are you crying?" the angels asked her. "Because they've taken away my Lord," she replied, "and I don't know where they've put him." She turned to leave and saw someone standing there. It was Jesus, but she didn't recognize him. "Dear woman, why are you crying?" Jesus asked her. Who are you looking for? And the thing that I found extraordinary about that is the first words out of the resurrected Jesus' mouth are, "Dear woman, why are you crying?" I mean, isn't that awesome? He cares about our tears. The Bible talks about how he keeps them in his bottle. I've fantasized before that he's kept so many of mine in, multiple bottles. And I've thought about how Revelation describes a river of life that flows down from the throne of God. Here's this high and lofty throne, and here's this river flowing down from the throne, which to me, that's a waterfall. And I think about, will he pour our tears into that river? Like, will my tears one day be a waterfall? Because he doesn't waste them and he doesn't toss them away. Not one falls to the ground apart from his knowledge, and he keeps it. Puritans even used to pray for the gift of tears. It's a good thing to be able to cry before the Lord. And he understands our tears anyway. So I don't know what you may be crying about this morning, or just in life in general right now, but please know he never rolls his eyes. He never is indifferent about them. And he actually wants to know why. And then he actually wants to wipe away all tears from our eyes. And one day he will.